North Carolina improves to 8-5 in the ACC as they knock off the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 70-58 in Atlanta. Bob Rathman and Dan Bonner with the recap. On a night where the Tar Heels struggled with their outside shot, they did so many other things to win this game. They got to the glass, they stole the basketball, and James Michael McAdoo was terrific.
Bob, I really think that this is the kind of win, sort of a grinded-out win that I think teams, particularly at this time of the year, have to be able to gain. Now, North Carolina, with their big win on the weekend against Virginia, they scored 93 points. They shot the ball very well. They looked very fluid, and it's easy to say, wow, that's a really good team. But tonight is a game where they shoot under 40%. But as you said, they did a nice job with offensive rebounds. They had a lot of steals. They got out in transition. And they played really effectively, I thought, on the defensive end. So it was a tough, grinded-out win, but that's exactly the kind of thing you have to be able to do this time of the year in particular.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets jumped off to an 8-3 lead in the opening couple of minutes of this game. But then the Tar Heels started to take the ball away from them.
Bob, in the first half, North Carolina had 4 steals, and that's usually a pretty large number. They were able to get out a little bit in transition. They scored 20 points on the inside, most of them coming on plays like that. Georgia Tech was able to hang in. Marcus Georges-Hunt made a couple of tough baskets. And then Daniel Miller, they got a few points inside, but they weren't really able to exploit that advantage throughout the game, particularly in the second half. In the second half, the North Carolina defense just took over, Bob. They forced 12 turnovers in the second half, 10 of them coming on steals, a lot of run-out baskets. Georgia Tech just could not hang on to the ball. They went for more than a 7-minute stretch without scoring a field goal. North Carolina was able to get the ball down the court and get easy baskets. Another one in transition. The Tar Heels, Bob, they did not use the three-point basket to great effect tonight, but they did make 6 of them. Reggie Bullock hitting there, and then Leslie McDonald was able to score this one. McDonald, a big night for North Carolina, 15 points coming off the bench.
Final numbers tonight, Carolina shoots 38% for the game, 30% from three-point range. They hit 14 of 17 at the foul line. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech ends up shooting 40%. And they hit 4 out of 5 at the free throw line in the second half to get it to 4 for 11 for the game tonight. But as you look at it, a high possession game, and that is going to favor North Carolina.
Bob, and we talked about that before the game. We thought if the possessions got much over 80, then it was a big, big advantage for North Carolina. And the amazing thing about this, we said North Carolina they weren't as effective as they were against Virginia. Against Virginia, they had 81 possessions and scored 93 points. Obviously, we just showed you those stats. They had 83 possessions and scored 70 points. But nonetheless, with their defense, particularly their ability to steal the ball, they gutted it out tonight. It was an impressive win on the road.
So 3 games with the new lineup and 2 victories, one coming on the road tonight in Atlanta. A 70-58 victory over Georgia Tech.